Y'all already got my juice set for this. Cause we about to darn on to spell some darn on sugar honey iced tea today in more ways than one, honey. We about to detoxify some bullshit in more ways than one. So let's take a darn on 10-second moment of silence for this darn on funeral today that we about to darn on do of none other than Quentin Latham, aka Funky darn on Ashy darn on Dineva Ross. Let me go ahead and take a drink real quick. So just in case y'all are wondering, oh shoot. Okay. I had to put this in the freezer, y'all. Y'all know my refrigerator going out and oh Lord. I done ruined it by putting it in the freezer. I'm still going to drink it anyway. But anyways, Funky Dineva Ross, honey. Her darn gone ass has done it again. So, as y'all know, with basketball wise in this darn gone colorism situation, which I am over, and I want this show to finally be done. I know they're going to give them one more season, and OG's the only reason why I'm still tuning in at this point. The root for her, but some people are on a self-hating train. You got Funky Dineva's darn on crackheaded ass want to darn on sit there and darn on diminish everything that darn on OG is saying. And darn gonna chop it up to childhood trauma, which yes she does, which means she will be primitive to knowing what the darn gone issues is because she's experienced it from her childhood. And if somebody is giving her some similar things to what she's adored, it's not about her being oversensitive. It's about these ladies have been relentlessly doing this on a subconscious level for the most part, for the exception of Evelyn in her overtness. Now, Evelyn has had a history of overt darn going racist comments, from the monkey emoji to calling darn going CC Ling Ling to darn going actually calling Tammy the darn going N-word. She actually referred to Tammy as nigga, and we and nobody's ever checked this. And even Tammy darn going had to tell her, honey, I'm not your nigga. And these are stuff that has been darn going sliding for years and years and years and years. And just because OG has brought it to the forefront, people are making it seem like, oh, well, maybe they just don't like her because she ugly. So is every dark-skinned person that's been on there ugly? Because once again, this has happened to Jackie. This has happened to Tammy. This has happened to Royce. And several of the other darn on dark-skinned girls of the bunch. Everybody ain't ugly. And granted that OG is on the average scale, she ain't no looker. But once again, ain't none of them other bitches ain't no lookers either, for the exception of darn on ironically Christian herself. I will give Christian that. But all the other girls are damn average. Short of being color struck, you are only put the darn on the Evelyns and stuff of the world above darn on OG just based off of darn on skin color, but damn sure ain't anything else. And then he wanted to go into darn on insulting her about her wigs and all this, that, and the third. Which yeah, her clothes and stuff could use a little bit of work, but see, that's more of a cultural flaw. And I'm going to explain this with my Nigerians. No matter how much money they've gotten, Nigerians as a whole and I'm sure some of my Nigerian folks can back me up on this, are behind on the curve. And what I mean by that is they are decades behind in certain fashion stuff in comparison to black people in the United States. So we have undetectable lace fronts and stuff like that. But back in Nigeria, from what I'm gathering, they are still just getting used to the regular lace fronts. Like, they are decades behind on the curve when it comes to, the latest inventions in hair and stuff. So it's like she's still wearing the clockable wig. And you know, it took a lot of skill. Even when you in the beauty industry, hell, look how long it took Jackie Anna and Nima Tang to darn gone step they darn gone fashion game up. And both of those are beautiful darn gone Nigerian women. But they wig game be clockable as hell. So I'm just noticing, and then you know, Wendy Supple from Real Housewives of Potomac. It's just a cultural thing that I'm noticing from Nigerians, that most of them have those very clockable wigs. And then here comes the ignorance talking about European hair. And number one, stick to what you know, which I honestly don't know. And when we break down this shit, this bitch always like to say she got a degree in economics, but I don't even really be seeing that from her ass either. But that's neither here nor there. We here to drag her on the ignorance of colorism and featurism, which if you didn't know it, you should just shut the fuck up. But you want the darn gonna talk about why she's wearing straight hair and all this, that, and the third, as if you don't know how America treats darn gonna black. Like in 2021, we are still passing laws to make it where black women can wear their natural hair in the workplace. Because see, OG, unlike all the other bitches who just rest on being housewives and getting alimony checks and shit, OG is actually a law grad. So she works in corporate America. So she don't have the privilege at times to sport her beautiful, because she has a head full of beautiful 4C hair. But see, when you work in corporate America, where they darn on down you and say your hair based off of the way it grows out your scalp is unmanageable, is nappy, is uncare, it's unprofessional, this, that, and the third, to the point where we got to pass darn on natural hair laws to make it where we as black people can just wear our hair as is. So the fact that you don't even realize that plays in part of why you shouldn't even darn gonna partake in the conversation. And then number one, as a man, of course you would not see the futurism aspect, because dark-skinned black men are actually praised for the features that their female counterparts are not darn gonna praised about. Because in the hierarchy of how it goes light-skinned black women, or you know, not non-black women first, then the mixed exotic women, then light-skinned black women, if we really want to go there, and then comes black men, and then light-skinned men are ironically at the bottom. So of course you as a dark-skinned black man would not understand about how featurism works, because featurism is not picked on when it comes to black men having wide nose and full lips. I mean, we could go out throughout history. Like, even when we go back to the 80s and 90s, yeah, you had the El DeBarges and the LL Cool J's of the world, but nobody wasn't overlooking Tank back then because of the fact that LL Cool J was on the scene. If we go back to the 80s, I'm trying to think of a dark skin equivalent to the El DeBarges of the world. Let's say Bobby. Everybody went up for darn gone Bobby Brown. You had El DeBarge, you had Bobby Brown. See, that's the difference. You can have light-skinned guys who are fine, and then dark-skinned guys will still be noticed even more so than the light-skinned ones. But when it comes to females, you can have a female who is actually dark-skinned that is drop-dead gorgeous, and they will choose an average light-skinned girl. And matter of fact, let me compare two people. Let's say Gabrielle Union in comparison to one of the Govan sisters. And you know them Govans ain't no damn lookers. But because they have light skin and long silky hair, and that's all they got going for them, honey, they were darn gonna overlook a Gabrielle Union for something just like that, just because it's light skin. That's the issue that OG has to deal with. As far as entertainment industry and all that and stuff goes, like if she was to ever be booked for videos and stuff as an entertainer, it will be difficult for her to to get gigs in comparison to her light-skinned counterparts in corporate America. She has no choice but to wear more Euro pleasing styles. I don't like to say Eurocentric because, number one, having straight hair is not indicative of the Europeans. It's not indicative of the right race, because if you're truly educated, you would know that any race can have straight hair. You can have black people with straight hair. You have Asian people with straight hair. You have indigenous people with straight hair, in addition to white folks. So just because somebody's hair is straight, you cannot naturally say that, oh, you're trying to look white, even if it's blonde, because you have black people with blonde hair too. So hair color, and I've done broke this down time and time again, that hair color and darn on hair texture, as far as being straight, wavy, or curly, is not indicative of one race. So now that we got that out the way on educating darn on funky darn on crackhead Dineva. And the reason why I got to go at it with this is because I think the crack has darn on really gotten to darn on Dineva, because this ain't her first rodeo of saying some stupid shit like this. And you wonder why OG is over it, because you have been taught, just like them hoes, time and time and time again. But see, she said she didn't even pay attention to the darn on video that leaked, that got that OG put out there. So you are content on critiquing this woman's life experience of what has happened to her by these other women, and you saying that you're not even going to take the time to see the truth of it all, and you're judging by an edited clip that is ran by a white production company, where we know that they're going to favor the lighter skinned folks in conjunction to the darker skinned folks. So you already know that this platform is already set where dark skinned people is at a disadvantage, and you're going to take everything that they are showing you at face value. And you wonder why OG is darn on over having the conversation, because she knows that shit like this is going to get spliced and edited, and some people just going to strictly look at it from the television show and not look at the whole picture. And then it's like, why is we having to even talk about this again? And then you talking about, well, maybe if some people say, well, maybe if she sit down and educate them. Well, if you would have listened to the audio, you would have seen that that's what she did for 50-some minutes before she got up and said, I'm over this shit. Now, she darn gonna sat there eloquently for over 40-some minutes and explained the nuances of featurism and colorism and texturism and all this shit, for them to act like they don't know what it is. And then it's like, this is not even the first time they've been educated on this subject. Because I done told y'all, Christian and Evelyn's ass was on the darn going Here for the Food over a year ago, back in 2019, where they got educated on this shit by darn gone Blue Toulousema, who's a Afro-Latina. You got darn gone Melissa Ford, who is a biracial, who's Italian and black from Canada. And then you got the other girl, Chantel. I don't know her last name. Charge it to my brain, not my heart. But anyways, those three ladies done already educated them. So why do we have to keep sitting down and telling you the same stuff over and over and over and over again? It's like you intentionally not wanting to hear it. And then acting dumb and acting like you don't know what's already been told to you because the cameras are on. It's like you're being purposely passive aggressive. You keep bringing up the shit as if you are not already made aware of what you're doing. And the first time, okay, we could say, okay, what y'all have been doing is subconscious. And I do believe that what's gone on with basketball-wise over the years, for the most part, has been on a subconscious level. But now, after you have been made aware of these issues several times by several different people, because even if you can't see it for OG and you tune her out because you already have a bias against her, when you've had several other people properly educate you on this well over a year ago, and now y'all are on our TV screens with this bullshit, you can see why a lot of people like me is over it. And we're not darn gone giving the darn gone girls no pass on this bullshit. But darn gone funky darn gone self-hating darn gone wannabe white woman Dineva is darn gone trying to put down OG. Like I said, I can't even make a joke of it. Because it's really sad and pitiful. It's very sad and pitiful. And I tried to give Funky Dineva another chance, but this darn on Funky darn on Dave Chappelle crackhead art imitating darn on life in real life looking motherfucker done really pissed me off again with this bullshit. Because just like the girls have been educated, really darn on Funky Dineva been educated on this shit before too. And I really think that this bitch is darn on playing this shit up for views. I think because her view count ain't really been like that in a minute. And, you know, she's getting off on darn on these salacious stuff. Now, we gave her a pass on darn on Gary Coleman Jr. because what Gary Coleman Jr. did to her was dead ass wrong. It's like you said, she was darn on fucking up your house and all that. But honey, you was up in there with the crackheaded bitch. Birds of a feather flock together. While he was darn on up in the bathroom snorting his darn on lines and shit with dog kibbles and mixed with shit on the floor. Honey, you was up in that house every day and seen it darn on going to shit. And now that y'all friendship has darn on dissolved, now you want to put him on Front Street, but up until that point, you did not say no. So I don't feel bad for her motherfucking ass. So when he darn on let loose on you on Unwind with Tasha K, I didn't give no fucks about that. But see, now when it comes to Funky Dineva though, Miss Wannabe White Woman, who has built her career up on pretending to be a white, classy woman like this and not like this, but at the same time, you darn going, your claim to fame is talking about horror stories about being the other woman sleeping with a married man that you know is married. What type of classy shit is that? I mean, just a walking contradiction. But you classy though. You educated. You classy like, yeah, you more so slutty like this. And not like this, honey. Cause even the black girls of the evening got a little bit more darn on decorum with themselves compared to your darn on booger sugar having ass. But I digress. But moving on from there, as if that did not piss me off enough, I got to take it back to the time where Funky Dineva uncouth ass also went after Monique and was just loud and just belligerent and this is the thing with you disagreeing on subjects like this. It's very telling how your demeanor is. It's like, it's one thing if you can say, well, I don't know about what Monique's situation is. I think it's more so her issue is more of a personal issue. It doesn't affect black people in the grand scheme of things. Her shit is isolated, even though we know it's not isolated. It's historically, everybody's been going through this that is black. We've heard stories from Taraji P. Henson, Viola Davis, Queen Latifah, list goes on and on. But if you wanted to say that it was isolated, that was one thing. But the way that your demeanor comes off is very telling. Because every time Funky Dineva discusses issues like this that affects black women, notice that he gets very hostile and then you want the darn gonna turn around and talk about you don't like somebody because they come off as hostile and angry. Honey, have you not looked in the damn mirror, bitch? I can't even call you a bitch because, honey, that'll be an insult to dogs everywhere. Matter of fact, we want to call you the fish because, girl, you look like old trout-looking motherfucker. You look like an old trout-looking motherfucker wanting to sit up here talking about somebody ugly, this, that, and the motherfucking third. And it's like, your ass sitting up here ain't no damn prize your damn self, first of all. And then number two, every time you darn on talking about black women, it's like you can't just agree to disagree and just present your points in a non-biased like, because once again, your whole deposition changed. Because at the end of the day, this is a TV show. These issues that they're dealing with don't affect none of us. It's an important subject, but what OG is experiencing with these girls, once darn gone basketball wise over, she can move on to something else. This is nothing affecting black people overall day to day. This is entertainment issues. And for you to get so much in your feelings and get darn going just heated over somebody that doesn't even know you, honey, is very telling. And just same thing with darn going out your way and darn talking cold cash shit about darn Monique. I mean, I don't get it. But even if that wasn't bad enough, we can at least say, okay, both of these are grown women. You know, this ain't the first time they had to deal with old a ratchet crackhead motherfucker talking down upon them. Won't be the last time. But then your ass even had the audacity to talk about a baby. And darn gone called out Blue Ivy and called her ugly because she looked like her father. And darn gone was going in on her head. And I mean, just blatant. You darn gone said the baby looked dead ugly. And then said something needs to be done about her hair. Why? Because her hair is not the stereotypical 3B, 3A curly that you was expecting for an offspring of Beyonce to have. You were expecting because she was light-skinned that she supposed to automatically have a thin nose and a curly hair. And that's why I say unambiguous light-skinned women be getting it too. And I pointed out a year or so ago about Shani. Shani actually has been a victim of featurism. Unbeknownst, well, actually, she knows the shit. I don't know why they ain't bringing this shit up. People have talked about Shani and her wide nose, how somebody can park a car up in her damn nose. I'll put that video right here. So it's like featurism can even be put towards light-skinned people, but it's not as bad on light skin compared to dark skin though. And the fact that, once again, all of this has been broken down by so many people. I mean, you have Chrissy on YouTube who has done plenty of videos on this subject. You got Paris Milan. She has done plenty of videos on this subject. So it's like, if you really wanted to educate yourself, there are plenty of beautiful black women that you can darn gone type into darn gone YouTube. If you type in colorism, honey, Paris Milan and darn gone Chrissy are the top two on the subject that's going to come up. The fact that you intentionally are not trying to educate yourself shows that you are complicit with the bullshit. Because the fact that you can say that you did not even look at the video nor care to look at the video and then go into critiquing darn gone OG without even hearing her point, knowing that they're not going to show her darn gone point of view in a fair light. Because what she did was threaten the whole show. And you know the producers ain't here for that. You know, because once again, like darn gone Monique said, honey, they ain't playing the integrity game. It's about the money game. It's about the money game for some of these folks. And they ain't about to darn gone ruin the overall long-term value of the money by preserving the integrity. But once again, I would expect this bitch to know this shit, considering that she always bragging about having an economics degree. And then you being in the entertainment industry, you should already know what it is. You should already know about how they're going to cater to the bottom line, the dollar, before actual morals and values is concerned. Miss darn gone economics degree, which once again, I don't even see where you got your darn gone degree from. Honey, we might need to see if that darn gone school is even accredited, honey. You might need to ask to get your money back because it's going to be a long time. It looks like it's going to be a long time before we get student loan forgiveness. But honey, there's already a law on the books to say if your darn gone school isn't accredited, you don't have to pay back any more of your student loans. So you might need to look into that, because the way you just be up on here spewing this bullshit, I don't even think you actually went and got a degree from an accredited college. Y'all tell me where darn gone funky crackhead Dineva got her degree from. Because I can't tell that she darn gone got a college education. But yeah, those are my thoughts, y'all. Like I said, it's very draining to even have to keep because I feel like I'm gonna hit this point in my last video, but the video needs to be made again because because it's like, once again, y'all not gonna make this darn gone girl seem like she crazy. Y'all not gonna make her seem like what she's saying is just personal, isolated self-esteem issues when this shit has been going on forever. And not even with this franchise. We can go across other franchises. But like I said, when you have somebody as avert as darn gone Evelyn, who has used the monkey emoji, who has darn gone called Tammy the N-word, who has darn gone called oh God. Sorry, Cece. Called Cece Ling Ling and all of this. You have used multiple racial slurs over the years. So when you take in the context of all the stuff that she's done over the years against other people, we just can't isolate this to one woman having self-esteem issues. So even if you was looking at this from the view of the television show only, it's like you would even be able to see that. But it's like when you are trying to draw a particular narrative to drive up views, the darn gonna line your pockets, and you know it's more profitable for you to be the darn gonna mammy to go against the grain. That's what some people want to do. Because once again, we got to take it into context that this is somebody who is darn going, 6 shades darker than me, who has a nose 3 times wider than mine, lips twice as full as mine, and does not appreciate the skin that he's in. He had to darn gonna get his climb to fame off of pretending to be a white, classy woman who's really a darn gonna wannabe white whore of the night. This is somebody who is talking about elegant, beautiful women such as darn gone Monique. A young darn gone innocent girl who was born with a darn gone bank account that he won't ever see in a lifetime. Blue Ivy Carter. And then last but not least, a darn gone law grad who I believe speaks a minimum of 3 different languages, because we know OG speaks English. She speaks her natural darn gone Nigerian language, which I want to say is Igbo, or is it Yoruba? Y'all tell me which language she speaks, but she speaks her natural Nigerian language, and y'all know Nigeria has multiple languages, so I want to say her ethnic origin is Igbo, if I'm not mistaken. And then she also knows how to speak Spanish, as we learned. And then she made it known that she actually speaks more fluent Spanish than Evelyn Lozada's ass. So, polylingual on the darn, somebody who is truly multifaceted, who is really talented, who is multi-hyphenate, and these are why the girls can't stand it. Because what do they got going for themselves? Everybody else literally depends on the alimony shit. None of these girls are actually really doing anything outside of the damn show. Other than darn going trying to shake, especially Evelyn. She done jumped to, like Tammy said, a bitch done jumped to towards every darn gone profession there is at this point. You done went from basketball to football to baseball. What's next? Bowling? Tennis? Honey, you just making your way all around the sports arena to keep your darn gone whole bag finances up. But that is it, y'all. Y'all leave y'all thoughts down below on this deplorable situation. Like I said, I'm still sticking with OG. Her darn gone claims are very valid. The history is within the show itself, and it's sad. And like I said, the only reason I still tune in is just to give constant support of OG. But the moment that she's gone, honey, I'm gone from darn gone basketball wise my damn self, honey. But that is it, y'all. Y'all leave y'all thoughts down below. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I got to get ready to go ahead and do my second dash of the day. So, y'all leave y'all comments down below, and I will see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.